if you're a subscriber to the regular box, the quarterly one, a while back, I told you about blood flow restriction, right? And if you got the box, you actually got the armbands from a company called Bstrong. This stuff works ridiculously well. And all you have to do with those things is you put them on, they block some blood flow. There's a whole podcast about it. And then you can exercise with stretchy bands or electricity or a kettlebell, but not too heavy. And you put on muscles stupidly fast. I mean, like very little. Like I'm doing all right here. I don't want to, I don't want to make you guys ashamed here, but this is like, I don't do anything for this. Like I put on the bands once or twice a week, and like, it's not that much work. And I think that all of you can get more muscle if you want to in very little time. The whole system includes a pump, includes arms, and includes legs. And the problem with legs is that legs come in different sizes. There's tree trunk, which is me. I can't wear Lululemon pants because they're all vegan sized. And I have the calves of a mighty human, or actually the thighs of a mighty human. But whatever the heck it is, Bev's looking at me with nausea and disgust, which is appropriate, Bev. Thank you. Well, how do we solve this problem? So we worked with Jim, who's been on the podcast, and he's leading a breakout session at the conference. And his Jim, as in Jim Stray Gunderson. And you already got the armbands, but they made a special edition only for us, one size fits all leg band set. You cannot buy these anywhere else, and they'll work for every single one of us. They're elastic bands that are powered by like a blood pressure cuff that restrict gently blood flow to your muscles. It's not a tourniquet. So you can do squats with short bursts, low load, low intensity. Lactic acid builds up in your muscles, signals to your brain to produce more growth hormone. And, well, you don't want to occlude blood flow and cut it off all the way. You have to get just the right amount. And inside the box, you get cards with special offers and training courses. But here's what it looks like. Like I said, these do not exist anywhere except for you guys, because you had to know what size to get before. But these bands go around your thighs. And I'm just going to tell you, that's a pretty big thigh. I'm pretty sure that'll work. I would just say there's a certain kind of person who really should do blood flow restriction training on the neck, and that's called a politician. But the rest of us don't do that. All right, some people laughed. Everyone else is like, Dave, don't quit your day job. This comes with a medical grade pump, and you just plug it in. Well, if you're smart enough to plug it in one-handed. And then there's a guide that tells you exactly how much to pump it up. It doesn't take very many pumps at all. And what it's doing is it's getting just to the right zone. And for a lot of biohacking, you have to get the Goldilocks zone. Not too much, not too little. But these are a $290 retail value. So these are high-end exercise equipment that will amplify any leg day you do, whether it's going for a walk on the beach, which is how Dr. McCullough uses this kind of stuff, whether it's doing the Bulletproof Vibe or anything else. This is it. You could literally sit on a chair and have some benefits. Hack has one. It looks like he's got the arm ones, which is cool in this video. So there you go. You've got something no one else could get. And let me put that in the box now that I just unboxed that. And when I say putting it in the box, look at that. I've got your box right here that I'm packing. So it's all going to fit, I swear. All right, next up, there's an interesting company who is going to be at the conference. And I'm always a little bit skeptical when someone says, I have a piece of tech that's going to do something special for you with quantum energy and healing frequencies. I also know very well that there are things that work, and there are a lot of things that people wish would work. So I look for things like, what data do you have around changes in heart rate variability? This is quantifiable. So if you can do something and it changes heart rate variability, you say, well, what's the mechanism of action? Well, leprechauns. Okay, I don't know the mechanism of action. The founders have a mechanism of action that they usually believe in that helped them to design it. But one of the things that's in here is called the Leela Quantum Heal Capsule. And they presented enough data that I said, all right, this is interesting. It's certified by the BISA Institute and the IGEF Association, which are believable international organizations that look at bioenergetic technologies. They've seen changes in heart rate variability, structuring of water, changes in dark field microscopy. What is that? Well, dark field microscopy is the idea that you can look at live blood cells and what's in blood and determine things about your health status. Now, Western MDs hate dark field microscopy as much as they hate acupuncture, chiropractor, functional medicine, bioidentical hormone replacement, and other things that often work but don't always work. So there is some validity, and there's also some people who buy a microscope and go, look, now I'm an expert. But what you can look at is you can say what percentage of the cells are stuck together and which ones are not stuck together. Less stuck together cells appear to be good for you. And they see changes from this Leela Q thing. And preliminary data, so this isn't peer reviewed yet, suggest a balancing of nutrient levels and better absorption of the vitamins and minerals you take. So here's the deal. Can I promise you that it does every single thing there? No. Is there a preponderance of evidence that it's doing something that appears to be good for us? Yeah. So I'm going to share it with you because that's what biohackers do. And it's kind of cool. There's a little pendant that looks cool. You can put it in your pocket if you want to wear it as a necklace, if you want to be hippie, cool string. And you put the little bioresonance beads that are here. And these are made of medical grade titanium. And they go inside the little thing and you wear it. And here's the deal. See if you notice a change in your aura score. See if your heart rate variability changes. And I can tell you, in particular, my daughter, as soon as she tries, she's like, wow, I really like this. I guess you can tell you why she liked it, but it felt good to her. And she loves the thing, and she steals it from me quite often. So that's in the box. It's about $145 retail value. When you open it, you're going to see very high quality machined, jewelry grade kind of stuff. I think there's something going on there, which is really cool. There's a discount code for all the other stuff they make. They make all kinds of interesting things that just may resonate with you or may not. And that's good, whichever way you like. Next up, wait, did I miss one? Number 3 here. Oh, it's out of order. Next up is Qualia Immune. If you guys are following on social media and all that stuff, I've been working with Qualia on advising them on some of the stuff that they're making. And Qualia Immune, why would this be helpful for you at a conference? Well, I couldn't make any specific claims about any specific immune thing, other than that maybe you want your immune system to work really well when you're in a room with lots of other people. Did you want that always? Is there a way I travel 150 days of the year when there's not weird government shutdowns and manage to do it without being sick all the time? Yeah, it's called training your immune system to be stronger. I also supplement for my immune system. And what Qualia Immune does is it's like an exercise regimen for your immune system as it ages. It's got 19 clinically researched compounds that train your immune system to be better at target recognition. We'll call it that. Helps your immune system adapt, and different ingredients support different types of immune cells across the body. Things in your gut and your brain are actually different. Your immune cells need to self-renew, and they can do that. And there's a way to tweak tolerance of overreactive cells, which is a major problem, even with things that happen to you after certain types of infections, things that have always happened to us after certain types of viral infections. Some people take a long time to get all the way back. Well, there's ingredients that are very well studied. I like Qualia because they do very heavy duty research about what they're going to put into a stack. So this is something that I thought would be extra helpful during a conference. And if you're not at the conference, well, then take it anyway, because it'll still be helpful. So there you go. $29 value for you there. Next up, I'll put that in the box for you, is BodyBio Sodium Butyrate. Now, if you're a longtime follower, a longtime listener, or maybe this is your first conference box, butyric acid is one of those magic things in your gut. And if you memorized the Bulletproof Diet, then you already know that when you eat prebiotic fiber, actually that was in Fast This Way too, you'll make more butyric acid in your gut, and your gut converts indigestible carbohydrates into a short chain fatty acid that's pro-ketogenic, which is really cool. So then if it already happens, why would you take sodium butyrate? What would you get out of it? Well, butter. Oh, it's named after butter because grass-fed, or not grass-fed, but cultured butter specifically has butyric acid anyway, but not that much. I found 2 studies that show that consuming butyric acid does something different than making it on board. And it does something specifically for sleep. And you can call this a postbiotic. It's a short chain fatty acid that comes after a prebiotic, after a probiotic. But what's interesting is that when you take it orally, it feeds the cells in your colon, improves gut function, and it teaches the cells to make more butyric acid. So it kind of kickstarts the onboard creation of butyric acid. And that butyric acid turns down inflammation in your brain and your gut, and it's quite good for you. So you could use this in the morning to increase your rate of going into keto. If you do this with MCT oil, you'll notice it. But try taking a few of them before bed and see what you'll see. I like how I feel when I do that. I thought it was worth your time for that specific reason. It also supports a healthy immune response, which is good. It helps you burn fat. And it's hard to get enough of it from eating grass-fed butter. You got to work really hard on it. And I've got a question here. Would this help you because you have a hard time digesting fat? As far as I know, butyric acid does not require going through the liver or bile to absorb. Neither does C8. I think anything C8 or shorter, and I think this is like C4 or something like that. Butyric acid is quite short. So I think that this is going to work fine. I don't know if it'll help you, but it won't harm you. If you have a hard time digesting fat, you need betaine, H.E.A.L, and lipase and something to increase your liver function, usually milk thistle, things like that. But there you go, BodyBio. This is a $20 retail value. Try it before sleep. It's really cool. I've been wanting to talk about that stuff for a while. All right. Next up. And you thought we'd be done by now. Thank you. Your motivational shame has already made me want to change my biology against my will. I'm hoping that at least most of you follow me on social and know that I'm referring to certain things like pizza. This is from a company called Aku. They make the Akuspike bracelet. What the heck? Why would you do this? Well, antimicrobial copper acupressure bracelet. You put it on, and it's got this cool geometry in it. And copper is actually antimicrobial, and copper enters the body when you wear a copper bracelet. So there's a long-standing Ayurvedic practice of copper bracelets. But what's going on here? It has triangular spikes that put pressure on the pericardium 6 acupressure point. And stimulating P9 as well reduces tension, relieves pain, it can eliminate nausea. And it's sturdy and it feels weird. You put it on and you're like, this just feels good. You just kind of want to roll it right there. So this is, again, one of those things, it reduces stress and tension. It feels good. It looks cool. And when you try it, you know what I'm talking about. And I've had a couple devices from Aku over the years in the box. They make really unique stuff that's super high quality. There was a roller ball that actually had spikes that worked versus a lot of the ones that would be out there that don't, like a small one for specifically stimulating points on the body or for stimulating collagen synthesis and stuff like that. All right. And Bev says, fun fact, Aku is Canadian. They are indeed. Although I don't know right now. It's like it's a race between the US and Canada to see who can be the most oppressive the fastest. And I'm a little nervous about it in both countries. I'm hoping that it's just a short-term blip and we'll both return to allowing you to go grocery shopping without your papers, please. Probably, but it's one of those. There you go. It's one of those things, guys. I'm just going to tell you something. If voting changed anything, they'd make it illegal. So I would really like to believe, I can't vote in Canada because I'm not a resident, or I'm a resident but not a citizen, but I'd like to believe that if I voted, my vote counted. I'm just not so sure about that anymore. And that isn't a partisan thing like that. It doesn't really matter. Like there's so much manipulation from both parties. I'm like, blah. It just seems like a lot of work to solve the problem. So I tend to put my work into sharing knowledge that helps people make the best choice and hope the best choices actually follow through the system of collecting our best choices. But man, I'm not feeling hopeful about that right now. But you know what makes me feel hopeful? My Aku bracelet. Okay, not really. I'm ranting about Canada because it's the end of the day and I've had more coffee. You guys want to know what else is in here? By the way, that was a $20 retail value bracelet. Okay. neurostimulation, non-invasive wearable technology. It's called the FeelZing patch, and it's from a company called Think, Thync. And if you are a long time subscriber to the box, it's got to be like, what, 5 years or something? Probably, Bev, you might remember that. We had something from Think in the box. And there's a stick-on neurostimulator. Well, this is a new thing. It's a patch that boosts alertness and concentration, and you feel it in minutes. It doesn't give you jitters. You can do it before bed. It won't screw up your sleep. You put it on your neck behind your ear, and that part of your ear has bundles for the auricular, occipital, and vagus nerves, especially the left side is a good way to do it. So you get a balance of sympathetic and parasympathetic, and you don't want to be in fight or flight, and you don't want to be too much like I've smoked a lot of pot, too much parasympathetic, either one. It's like Goldilocks zone in the middle. The patch uses a high frequency, high amplitude waveform. There's 10 years of research behind what Think does, and this is affordable. It's convenient. You pull the tab, apply the patch, takes about 7 minutes. You can use the patch a couple times, and it's very noticeable what happens with this. So check out the booklet for a discount code, but honestly, it's pretty cool. In fact, what do you think? Should I use it now? I think so. Should it go with my coffee? All right, inside, be careful. It is not a condom. So if you're caught with one of these, you need to have a good excuse. And when you open it up, it looks like that. You can see the electrode on the inside. So this is a kind of a sticky electrode, the normal thing we'd use for neurofeedback sort of things, or not for muscular feedback, not neurofeedback, because it'd get in your hair. One thing I will recommend if you're using this or any other kind of patch like this is a little bit of rubbing alcohol on the skin first. It makes it stick a lot better because it gets rid of the oils on the skin. So I'm going to assume that I don't have an oily neck. And if I do, you guys can shame me even more. I'm going to pull the thing here, which now allows the battery to have contact. And I'm going to stimulate my neuros. Kim, you wear it for 7 seconds, then you use it again. So it's got 2 uses, and it is a piece of tech. Like, you can feel it tingling and buzzing. The alternative here would be, a whole piece of equipment that attaches to you that is substantially bigger and all. And I will tell you guys, stimulating your vagus nerve is a big deal. It can cause over time your vagus nerve to become better myelinated, nervous system regulation. And if you really want to have your mind blown, one of my top 10 episodes on the show is with Stephen Porges, who's the father of polyvagal theory. He changed the world in the way we think about how the vagus nerve works and functions in the body, and very profound stuff. So I'm going to add this to your box for you. And that was a $22 retail value. And you get a big discount code in there as well. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling that. Thanks, Bev, for the link in the chat. If you guys are not in the chat thread, you should go in there because there's all kinds of cool links and stuff. And Peter says, yeah, avoid the hair. Peter says this because he's basically made out of hair. I once saw him shaved, and it's one of those things where you see like a poodle, and it's like this big dog, and all that's left inside is like a little stick figure when you shave it. That's pretty much Peter. Sorry, Peter. You're not really a poodle, but, more like a Basenji. Isn't he more of a Basenji? Do you guys know Basenjis? Susan's laughing. Basenjis are very small, very hyper lion hunting dogs, a very old breed from Africa. And he's the opposite of a Basenji. So I said that because it was funny. All right. Next up, Tune Up Fitness Therapy Ball plus a tote. So I have put a couple therapy balls in the subscription box over the course of 7 years because people lose them and because I want you to have them. When I first started recognizing how important these things were, I worked at a company called 3Com that has been bought by a company that's been bought by a company. But there was a time when Cisco and 3Com were the only 2 networking companies in town, and Cisco kicked our ass. I'd sit in these meetings and my body was wrecked. It was just constant tension in the upper back and neck. And the chiropractor, massage person, whoever I was seeing back then, was like, you have to get a tennis ball. And that was all you could do. So these are the right consistency. And these are myofascial release balls, and you use them on trigger points. And they're super grippy rubber, which really works better than a tennis ball. And the mesh is there for a reason. So you put it along your back, and it goes on either side of the spinal cord, the erector spinae muscles on either side there. And when you do it, you really feel a difference. And Tune Up Fitness was founded by Jill Miller, who created the role model method. There's a coupon for a free class where she'll tell you how to use the stuff. And there's a booklet that has the link and things like that. I'll just tell you, if you ever have musculoskeletal pain, even things like IT band, having a couple balls like this just floating around your desk, your house, your travel, even on an airplane, it is such a difference. $16 retail value. And I want you to have these around. And as with all of the boxes here, I'm probably giving you more stuff than you can use. So if you're saying I like these or I don't want to run stimulation here, I promise you that one of your friends is going to think you're cool if you share any of the items in the box with them, or just let them do a couple of sessions with blood flow restriction from Bstrong. And well, there you go. You've shared, you paid it forward. Okay, how about some golden tickets, some big ones? You guys like those? Golden tickets are something, if you're new to the box, a few people win these. And these are very high dollar items that would never fit in a box, but you get a chance to try one. We all get to learn about them, and we all get a discount on them. So the deal here is, by coming together and having a collective buying power, we're able to ask the vendors to provide stuff so it's now available for you. And the really expensive stuff like this, it's like, hey, a few people are going to get it. We're all going to learn about it. So that's the deal here. The first one is a really cool piece of gear, which is the Apollo neuroscience device. It's a stress relief wearable. And I actually did a podcast with Dr. David Rabin about this. He's a Harvard professor. And in fact, I'm not going to take this one out of its box because it's going to sound so weird. I have one. Actually, I think this was a prototype one, because I always get stuck with these guys. I have one right here. So it's the same kind of thing. You wear it on your wrist. By the way, look what I found in my desk drawer. It's the best mask ever. You guys ready? What do you think? Is it me? Do you like that one? I mean, if you have to wear a mask, you got to wear a mask. If I've offended you, I actually don't apologize. Being offended is good for you. All right. So back to the Apollo. That was on top of my Apollo, in case you're wondering why I just pulled that out randomly. I didn't plan it. This is something that changes your nervous system, because you look at the world of biohacking. There is, light, vibration, sound, pressure, temperature, calorie availability, and all of these things interact, and the body does its best to determine what's happening. When I say the body does its best, it wasn't your brain. It was the acupuncture point. It was your arm. It was the network that forms your finger so you can do this. It's all independent. And then eventually some little bits of the data get up into your brain, which makes you feel really good. Well, what the Apollo does, it's like a hug for your nervous system, and it makes you more calm and more mindful. And it uses specifically targeted, designed, smooth vibrations that, for no rational reason whatsoever, make your nervous system feel safe. I didn't say they make you feel safe. So you can convince yourself cognitively, I'm not safe, I saw the news, or whatever it is. But when your body feels safe, suddenly your mind will make up a story to explain why you feel safe. So this is getting in below the conscious level. Like I said, Harvard neuroscientist, Dr. David Rabin's also a leader in psychedelic research. So there are lots of clinical trials on this device. It's the real deal. And it improves HRV, no drugs, non-invasive, no side effects. You do it over time, your nervous system improves. There's 3 people are going to get the new Twilight colorway Apollo, which is why the new one has cool colors, and my original one was in black. See? Well, there you go. 3 of those golden tickets. If you get one, we notify you, or we just drop it in the box, because it's the smallest fit in the box. I'm not sure how we did this one. And there's a discount code for all of us, so if you'd like one. And how about a big golden ticket, a power plate? So the whole body vibration training was first used by Russians to recover faster from space. And NASA uses it today. If you've been a longtime follower, you know about the Bulletproof Vibe, which I made for Bulletproof. And I am not working with Bulletproof at all anymore. And the power plate is one of the preeminent vibration plates that is more expensive than the Bulletproof version. So it's a very high quality one. And we're giving one of those away. And it improves strength, balance, coordination, circulation, even hormone response. And there are 3D vibration patterns that are patented. And this is something that, like I say, this is a very high-end piece of gear. And it's substantially different than the version that I'd put together years ago based on older tech. What 3D vibration patterns are is that the cheap ass things that will ruin your back from power plates, not from power plates, but from vibration plates, they do this. And they totally screw up your sacrum. And you can buy a $200 thing on Amazon, and I promise you, you'll pay way more than that in chiropractor bills. And when you get one that vibrates up, down, and sideways, but doesn't rock, you have a totally different thing. And it turns out the frequency, speed, and direction of vibration are what set the power plate apart. And it's called triplanar. But it's a really, really cool thing. So if you're looking for a vibration platform, this is a really, really good one. And one person wins it. All of us get a substantial discount. You can probably use it even if, if you have something you're working on, something doesn't work right. If it's a spinal problem, maybe not. But even if your leg is injured, you can sit on it. You can literally sit on it and feel a difference in your body. And the power plates are way lighter than you would get with the old metal one that I've worked with. So check out your booklet for a discount code. There's a set of exercises you can do, but I'm just going to tell you guys, if you're the winner, great. And if you're not the winner, but you end up getting a power plate, put on the blood flow restriction things on your legs that you got from Bstrong and just hold a squat on the power plate and watch what happens. It is really cool. So you can combine this tech. You also can take the balls. You thought I put those in the box. I didn't. They were actually behind me this whole time, relaxing my back. And you can take these things and the Tune Up Fitness balls, you can actually put them on the vibration plate and just lean back. And then you've got like the most killer massage ever. I'm looking at the comments here. Christy says a friend recovered from a head injury that was badly re-injured on some vibrating plate or the other. Christy, this is why you want to go with a good quality one like that. You shouldn't hold your head to it. You should bend your knees. But I have seen from some of the cheaper ones, it does acceleration things you don't want to do. So this is a high quality one. I wouldn't sweat it on this kind of a thing. Jace says vibrations and straps. Last box was mouth tape. Will there be a mask in the next one? That was entirely inappropriate and funny. So the answer is yes. The new bulletproof ball gag will be coming out. It's made entirely of butter. So we're still testing that one out. So far, it hasn't worked very well, but I have great dreams for you all there. How is that for, oh man, if I could quote the name of the Quentin Tarantino movie now, how's that for a Pulp Fiction butter thing? There we go. We got it. How about a few questions? One of the things you get whenever you're a subscriber to the quarterly box. In the meantime, I will answer some questions for you and just address whatever you want to chat about. So we do a couple of those. Chris, we're good for another, 10 minutes or something? So we get 10 minutes of Q&A. You can ask about the box. You can ask about the products. You can ask about, I don't know, whatever you want. My favorite brand of underwear. Anything's available.